Hey. Begin. Cast die. Commit kill. Destroy the child. Good luck, Novello from Winfield. Good luck, buddy. You know, Winfield, you are cordially invited into the commentator's booth. It's getting pretty lonely in here. Great pilot, curse player. I tend to agree. Thank you very much, Ken, for that sub. Ah, yes. If MC aren't doing anything right now, I'd like to request one of them join the Combat 2 server and check to see if hydrogen still detonates and does damage. Does COIB have what it takes to beat the blueberry spam? Well, I might have fallen to the dark side, and they're also bringing some coal gun batteries here. Cooking dinner? Ah. Who needs to eat? Not me. Looks like OPFOR firing missiles into one of the blocker shields as Cyber deploys in a wide crescent, wrapping around the rear of the arena. Getting some X3 battery fire directly into the shield. It won't hold up forever, but it will keep Zero safe for the time being. Tactics. Maybe I need Enderoth in here instead. Need a good hard solid wheeze. Point defense clearing up the LRMs that are getting past the shield. X3 battery firing. Going across the arena. Thank you, Enderoth. Very cool. Seems Preston is attempting to arc some of his fire over top of the blocker plate. It's kind of working. Yeah, it wasn't a bad showing, Turnip. Not a bad showing. Wouldn't mind watching another one of those matches, but you are going to be getting a third place match. So we'll see what happens. The drones are now active and seem to be chasing down Zero and Dimitri. Well, bearing the brunt of a lot of fire here. Taking it pretty well so far. What fixed weapons didn't work this time? None. He just didn't fire them. Lots of nonsense going on now. Zero's getting around behind. Preston trying to eat into that thruster array. Avella seems interesting and also breaking down Preston's shields. Dimitri helping out. Looks like Cybern have pretty good target prioritization here. Outright ignoring the drones. That's gonna turn out to be dangerous later, but for right now their shields are holding up. Shields on Novello dipping pretty low, but Preston's gonna lose his shields first at this rate. And Novello's shields are down. The zone is now active. Side of Preston being chewed up pretty good now. Looks like Op4 have elected to focus on Dimitri, whose shields are also down. Bella bringing the rear. Preston. And one's away. Novello bro, activate the afterburners. He doesn't have any. Zoran getting chewed up a little bit by the MRMs. Looks like the hydrogen thrust from those vector engines has gone dark. Appears their connection has been severed. Nice big chunks of him fall away. Oh, that's a nice hit right there from a Tempest. Digging right into him. Ponderously maneuvering around Preston. Makes me wonder if Preston is the best target choice for Cybran, but he's certainly one of the ships that they can target and bring down with their heavy weapons. Alright, Ken claims everything is good on Combat 2. So it just needed a mod flush. Remember, boys and girls, if you have a problem, your first step is mod flush. Don't panic. Ooh, nice airy shot directly into Preston. So while this fight runs, I'm gonna hook the camera onto Preston here as he continues being fired upon and firing back at Dimitri with the LRMs. I'm gonna pull out the bracket and decide who needs to go where. So after this fight, it's going to be MCE versus the winner of this, and the loser of this will be fighting KST. So I'm going to need MCE on Combat 2. Dimitri getting chewed up from all angles. So the BP race so far, it's in Op4's favor. Dimitri getting cut apart as he continues to fire into Preston. Cybran not letting go of their damaged quarry here. Oof, that was a very near miss from those Tempests. Or they might have even overpenned just a bit. Those M1s trailing after Novello. These heavier missiles much more effective against much slower ships. There's 2 good hits from the M1s. They're no slouch. Lost a decent amount of his hull already. His rear armor is holding together, leaving Preston for dead. Preston seems to have been rendered more or less non-functional. Has not gone red. Novello running back into the zone. Shields are down. Let's go see what Zero's up to. Doing pretty alright, firing SRMs directly in Biggle's bear. Biggle returning fire with derechos. Both of these weapons are pretty effective against fast movers when used on fast movers. Very much a dogfighting weapon, much like these Gladius lasers. Point them the right way, they can cut through shields pretty good. Biggle seems to have lost his shields before Zero, but Zero's shields are just about to go down or are already dropped. Biggle out of position, not being able to be supported by his team, falling back in line with Jam, who's continuing to focus fire on Dimitri. Dimitri doesn't seem to be all that effective anymore with just a single Ares left, but he is still a threat to Op4. Pushing himself backwards. He does no longer have the thrust required to keep himself in position, does not have shields to fortify with, so he's just going to continue sailing backwards. Biggle now being targeted by some MRM fire. And a whole load of SRMs. I believe that's Sylvia's coming in. good effective fire. It's not the highest CPS gun in the world, but works just fine when you don't need to shoot through that many blocks. Seems Cybern are targeting weapons or just incidentally are targeting that particular launcher. The battle points coming closer together as time goes on. The mass is still firmly in OpFor's favor, but a lot of points and mass are tied up in Preston, who has been rendered non-functional on the edge of the arena. I wonder if he's even bothering to repair, or is he just going to run back and help be a welder monkey? Hammer on fire out on a Biggle again. Some of them getting cut down before they get there. Long range LRM fire from Preston. Hammer's looping around Novello. Still has his main drive thrusters here, surprisingly. But he's taking so much damage around his entire hull. Ah, the Cerberus, not Sylvius. Rip Big Ol' Bear. He's having a hard time of it. Looks like he's drifting. Not sure how much life he has left to live. A lot of those buster blocks are the only thing holding him together. So little left. He's still a threat to Cybern while he's still in the zone. Novello doing his best to do anything about JM, who has fortified in an advantageous position in the zone. Preston seems to have fixed himself and is returning to the field of battle. Where is Zero? Found him. He is taking cover inside of one of the blocker shields, presumably attempting to repair himself. Dimitri left high and dry, out from the support from the rest of his team, but he still has that Ares. Still a threat, still burning down JM Shields, who has taken a lot of kinetic damage. Not too sure how much energy damage he's taken. Doesn't matter now. His shields have been dropped. And now Cybern needs to chew through the tank of of OpFor. Darth calling it early for Cybern. I don't know yet. They still have to deal with the remaining ships on OpFor. Novello going in for that ram. No clipping. Repeat again, no clipping. Wasn't that beautiful? Novello doesn't seem to know where to look as Preston comes in right under his belly. The ship nominally still functional. Zero cutting in, trying to burn down what's left of JM, but his shields are not very strong at this point, or they didn't have enough time to recharge. He's going to need to sacrifice himself at this point to keep Cybern going, as Novello continues to take some torpedo fire and all that fire from the drones. Dimitri is off the side of the field. Where is Cygnus? Where's Cygnus? The world wonders. One of the main drive thrusters on Novello has been burned out. And his entire front is about to fall off. Oh, looks like his weapons have detached and are rattling around the inside. They're still there, but the blocks have failed them. I believe that was from the heavy X3 battery fire. Just blowing apart blocks. It's a pretty tense match. Down to 6 minutes before gravity gets turned on, but by the looks of things, I don't think we're going to make it. Very nice. JM still without shields. Ah, I found Cygnus. What's he up to? Now he is flying a clone of Zero's ship, who has taken very significant damage, but Zero's done his best to make himself as much of a problem for OpFor as possible. Now the last remaining threat for Cybern is JM. If they can just knock him out, they can mop up the rest of the field, more or less. Lots of fire coming into JM. Still looking pretty healthy. appears Cybern are targeting weapons, trying to reduce his effective DPS before they actually try burning his ship down. Not sure if that's the best choice, but it's the only one to have. Well, looks like Novello has been forced out of the zone under weight of fire. He's lost so much. How much does he have? No guns. Just that thruster, possibly some gyros. Maybe he's trying to weld something back up. Maybe use the ship as a final ram, trying to do anything with it. Preston shields still down. Now it might be a good idea for Cybern to try to focus Preston. Take names off the board, but Op4 have totally occupied the zone. And it now appears to be just Cygnus. How's Zero doing? Probably not very healthy. He's down to 37% integrity. Down on the far corner of the field. He is adrift. Moving slightly. Maybe he's trying to repair as Dimitri continues to be harassed by all of these drones. Cygnus is the last chance for Cybern to do anything now. Oh, don't run into that blocker plate. It's made it just fine. That's a lot of fire inbound. Listen to those coil cannons or coil batteries roar. Totally intentional. Is the M1A2 actually useful again? Well, its rate of fire has been increased from 140 to 900. So, it is now a weapon that does damage. Theoretically. Sailing past the center spawn, it continues to be hit from all angles by blueberry fire. Turnip has now decided that Op4 are the victors. I don't know yet, but how much can Cybern do with 2 interceptors, no tank against a fortified, well, kind of, ship and a relatively functional line ship? Seems they are now focusing on Preston. It's a good choice. Make that damage do something while you still have ships. We're into the final 3 minutes. Zero throwing himself around in some afterburners, trying to get under the tracking arc of these LRMs, possibly. It works for some of them. Those apes making good work of those SRMs being fired from Zero into Preston. Dimitri in the background, continuing to be cut apart by those drones, and he has gone red. Cygnus up above, under focus fire from JM to Fuzz. As he tries to work with Zero to do anything about Preston. It looks like those vector thrusters are now working again, so it's going to be pretty difficult to shut them down now. Op4 have occupied the zone in the last 2 minutes of the match. Those drones continuing to focus on Dimitri. Crippled, almost nothing left of him. Speaking of crippled, there goes Zero, effectively evaporated. Yeah, not enough coil guns. I don't know about that. He does always die pretty. Wait, Tate's about to win his Tato battle? Well, granted, he did win his first match last time. And Cygnus also falling apart under fire. Alright, we're getting GG's. I think that's it as Cygnus floats apart. Entire chunks of his vessel falling off and away. That's game. We're done. That's a pretty solid op 4 victory.